My friend, if you've been feeling heavy lately, if your spirit is tired and your mind is loud, maybe it's not because you stir weak. Maybe it's because you're full of things that don't belong to you anymore. Let me tell you something. You cannot grow in a polluted environment. You cannot rise when you sit there carrying dead weight. You cannot heal while holding hands with what hurt you. Life isn't just about adding more. Sometimes it's about removing what no longer serves you. Use this. You got to detox your life. I'm talking about a full system cleanse. Heart, mind, body, spirit, relationships, habits, everything. You can't reach new heights while surrounded by people who want to keep you small. Some people only love the version of you that's broken because your healing intimidates them. But you are not responsible for their comfort. You're still responsible for your calling. There comes a moment when you got to make a decision. Am I going to keep tolerating this? Or am I going to detox my life so I can finally breathe again? Clear the mental clutter. Stop allowing fear to build nests in your thoughts. Replace doubt with discipline. Replace noise with clarity. Replace survival with purpose. You deserve peace. But peace doesn't come from wishing. It comes from work. It comes from tough choices. It comes from saying, I love you, but I love me more. It comes from hitting unfollow in real life, not just online. You've got to stop entertaining drama like it's your destiny. Not every invitation deserves your RSVP. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to explain everything. Sometimes the best detox is silence. And don't forget your physical space. Your room, your phone, your fridge. Detox it. Because everything around you is either helping you heal or keeping you hostage. This is your time. This is your moment. You cried long enough. You waited long enough. You doubted long enough. To now it's time to clean house. To cleanse your soul. To create room for joy, for purpose, for peace. Detox your life. Because the next level doesn't come with clutter. And the version of you that's waiting on the other side, that version is powerful, clear, unstoppable, and finally free. Toxic people don't always come with a warning label. Sometimes they smile in your face while silently sabotaging your spirit. You know the kind, always negative, always complaining, always pulling you into their emotional chaos. These are the people who dismiss your dreams, mock your progress, and make you feel small for wanting more. And the longer you keep them in your life, the more they start to dim your light. You see, not everyone around you is meant to walk with you into your purpose. Some are only there to distract, delay, or drain you. And if you don't draw the line, they'll cross every boundary you never set. That's why you've got to be bold enough to let people go, not with hate, not with anger, but with clarity and love for yourself. Because the truth is, you can't heal in the same environment that broke you. You can set sail while you're tied to anchors. If someone constantly disrespects your peace, they don't deserve access to your presence. Walk away if you must. Love them from a distance. Wish them well, but don't wish them back. Your growth demands that you stop watering dead plants. Your destiny is too precious to be poisoned by their presence. Holding on to past pain is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. What hurt you was real. No one can take that away. But reliving it over and over again only keeps you chained to a moment that's already gone. You've already survived it. You already made it through. But the more you replay it in your mind, the more you allow that pain to occupy space in your present and sabotage your future. There comes a point where you must choose to release it, not because it didn't matter, but because you matter more. Carrying bitterness, regret, and resentment is like dragging around emotional baggage that was never meant to follow you this far. And the heavier it gets, the slower you move. You cannot build a new life while clutching the ashes of the old one. You cannot become whole while identifying with your wounds. Healing is not forgetting. It's refusing to give pain the power to run your life. Speak it, grieve it, learn from it, then put it down. Because you were not created to be a prisoner of what happened to you. You were created to rise. And the moment you choose release over replay, that sips the moment you begin to live free. Your mind is the command center of your life. And if it's filled with negativity, confusion, and clutter, nothing in your world will function the way it should. Most people are not broken by the world. They're broken by the words they speak to themselves in silence. That inner critic, that voice that says, "You're not good enough, you always mess up, why even try?" That voice is not the truth. It's just been on repeat for so long, you've started to believe it. You've got to clean your mental space, the same way you'd clean a dirty room. Sweep out the lies. Throw away the shame. Open the windows and let fresh, empowering thoughts in. Because if your thinking is toxic, your decisions will be too. What you tell yourself matters more than what anyone else ever could. Replace "I can sit" with "I still am capable." Replace "I stum a failure" with "I stum still becoming." Replace "nobody cares" with "I am worthy of love and support." You can't afford to rent space in your mind to fear, self-doubt, or guilt. That's prime real estate. Make sure only empowering thoughts live there. Because when your mind is clear, focused, and fed with truth, you don't just think better, you live better. And every great transformation begins with a thought that says, "I deserve better." Chasing validation is one of the fastest ways to lose yourself. When you live for other people's approval, you become a stranger in your own story. You start shaping your life around what they think, what they want, and how they see you. And the more you try to please them, the more you abandon your truth. The problem is, no matter how much you give, it's never enough for people who don't truly value you. You could bend over backwards, shrink yourself, smile through pain, and they still won't see your worth. Why? Because it's not about you, it's about their inability to recognize greatness, even when it's standing right in front of them. When you stop chasing validation, something powerful happens. You start attracting respect. You start walking differently. You start doing things because they align with your spirit, not because they'll earn you applause. And that's real freedom. You don't need 1,000 likes to be valuable. You don't need to be understood by everyone to know who you are. You weren't born to be a mirror, reflecting what everyone else wants to see. You were born to shine from within. So stop waiting for permission. Stop begging for love. Stop seeking approval in empty places. Stand in your worth. And let your confidence speak louder than your need to be liked. Your environment speaks to your soul more than you realize. The mess on your desk, the clutter in your room, the chaos in your car. It's not just stuff. It's a reflection of what's going on inside. When your outer world is disorganized, it becomes harder to focus, to think clearly, and to move with purpose. You feel stuck, overwhelmed, like life is pressing in on you from every corner. Decluttering is not just about cleaning up physical space. It's about creating room for peace to breathe. It's about making space for clarity, creativity, and calm. Every object you hold on to that has no meaning, no purpose, and no life attached to it is taking up space where something better could exist. Let go of the broken things. Let go of the stuff that holds memories you've already outgrown. Let go of the piles, the junk, the chaos that's screaming louder than your inner voice. Because when your space is clean, your mind becomes still. And in that stillness, you begin to hear what your soul has been trying to tell you all along. You're not just organizing things, you're organizing energy. You start telling the world, "I'm sitting ready for something new." You're clearing out the past to make space for the future. A clean space is a sacred space. Protect it, respect it, and watch how everything in your life begins to flow better. Drama is a distraction dressed as urgency. It shows up loud, messy, and demanding, trying to pull you into battles that don't belong to you. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your precious time defending yourself, explaining yourself, or fixing problems that were never yours to begin with. Let me tell you, you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to respond to every comment, clap back at every insult, or prove your point to people committed to misunderstanding you. That's not strength, that's exhaustion. and it keeps you tangled in emotional webs that steal your focus, your peace, and your power. The more you evolve, the more you realize not everything deserves your energy. Some things are beneath your purpose. Some arguments are traps. Some people just want your reaction, not your growth. You were not born to survive chaos. You were born to create peace. So step back, breathe, walk away if you need to, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. Because when you stop feeding drama, it starves. The higher you rise, the quieter your spirit needs to be. And the ones who truly know where they should be going, they don't chase noise. They protect their peace. Negativity is contagious, and in today's world, it's everywhere, especially on your screens. Every time you scroll through social media and absorb gossip, comparison, fear, or bitterness, it leaves a mark on your spirit. You think it's harmless. Just a post here, a comment there, but what you consume consistently, you eventually carry internally. Some people, some pages, some voices are feeding your insecurities while disguising it as entertainment or truth. But ask yourself, after watching that, reading that, or listening to that, do you feel uplifted or depleted, empowered or agitated? You've got to be intentional about what and who you allow into your mental space. Just like you wouldn't let someone dump trash in your home. Don't let them dump poison in your mind. Unfollow the noise, mute the chaos. Step away from the platforms or people that constantly highlight lack, fear, drama, and hate. That's self's not information, it's self-contamination. Instead, fill your feed and your life with things that uplift, teach, and grow you. Follow wisdom, follow peace, follow purpose. Because every time you choose what fuels your soul instead of what floods your mind, you detox a little more. And every click, scroll, and post is either bringing you closer to your best self or pulling you away from it. Choose wisely. Some habits don't look dangerous on the surface, but they quietly steal your future. They numb your mind, waste your time, and keep you comfortable in a life that deep down you know you've outgrown. Scrolling endlessly, binge-watching distractions, gossiping, procrastinating. These might feel harmless, even relaxing, but over time they become patterns of avoidance. And what you avoid doesn't go away, it grows. These habits are silent killers of your potential. They make you feel busy but keep you unproductive. They help you escape discomfort but rob you of growth. They make you feel momentarily better but leave you spiritually empty. You weren't created to be numb. You were created to be alive, to feel, to build, to evolve. And that only happens when you choose discomfort over delay, progress over pleasure, intention over impulse. So ask yourself, what's your escape? And what's it costing you? The uncomfortable truth is, some of your habits are protecting your fears, not your future. And the only way to detox your life is to break the cycle. So start small. Replace 1 hour of mindless scrolling with reading something that feeds your spirit. Replace gossip with gratitude. Replace complaining with action. Because every habit you break is a door you open. And when you stop numbing your greatness, you start unlocking it. Saying no is one of the most powerful acts of self-love you can practice. It's not always easy. Sometimes it feels uncomfortable, selfish, or even scary. But every time you say yes to something that drains you, distracts you, or pulls you away from your purpose, you're saying no to yourself. You were not put on this earth to be everyone's yes man or yes woman. You were put here to live your truth, follow your path, and protect your energy. Saying no is not about shutting people out. It's about setting boundaries, clear lines that keep your peace intact and your goals in focus. When you learn to say no without guilt, you reclaim your time. You stop overcommitting. You stop spreading yourself thin. And you begin to invest your energy where it truly matters. Remember, every no you say is a yes to something bigger. Okay? Yes to your dreams, your rest, your growth, your happiness. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your peace. Your yes has power only when your no is strong. So practice saying no like your life depends on it, because it does. Your future, your peace, your success, they all depend on the choices you make today. And sometimes the most courageous choice you can make is simply to say, no, thank you. What you consume daily doesn't just fill your stomach or pass the time, it shapes who you become. The food you eat fuels your body. The media you watch fuels your mind, and the conversations you engage in fuel your spirit. If what you're putting in is toxic, don't expect to feel healthy, focused, or inspired. Think about it. When you eat junk food, your body feels sluggish. When you watch negative news or scroll through hurtful comments, your mind becomes restless and anxious. When you surround yourself with shallow or harmful conversations, your soul feels empty and disconnected. Detoxing your life means being intentional about what you allow in. Choose foods that nourish your body, content that uplifts your mind, and conversations that inspire your spirit. Protect yourself from the pollution of toxic input, because it's not just about survival, it's about thriving. Remember, you are what you consume in every sense. So ask yourself, is what I self-feeding myself leading me closer to my goals, or is it holding me back? The road to a better life begins with what you decide to digest. Feed yourself wisely, because greatness needs good fuel. Journaling is like giving your mind a safe place to unload its heavy bags. Too often we carry thoughts, worries, fears, and dreams tangled up inside, and they clutter our mental space, causing confusion and stress. Writing things down helps you get those feelings out of your head and onto paper where you can see them clearly and understand them better. When you journal, you start to recognize patterns in your thinking, identify what's holding you back, and celebrate the progress you've made, even when it feels small. It's a way to talk to yourself with kindness and honesty, to process what's real without judgment, and to release what no longer serves you. Journaling creates space for healing and growth. It helps detoxify your mind by clearing out the noise and making room for clarity. It's like spring cleaning for your soul. And when you make this a habit, you begin to connect more deeply with your true self, your hopes, your fears, your strengths. You give yourself permission to be real, to be vulnerable, and most importantly, to be free. So pick up that pen and start writing, not to fix everything at once, but to take the first step toward peace. Because every great journey begins with a single word. Forgiveness is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Even though it's often the hardest, holding on to anger, resentment, or bitterness towards someone who hurt you only keeps you trapped in their power. It's like carrying a heavy stone in your hand. You don't get hurt by the stone, you get hurt by the weight of carrying it. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or excusing what was done. It doesn't mean you have to reconcile or open the door for the same pain to come back. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the prison of bitterness so you can walk freely into your future. When you forgive, you reclaim your energy, your peace, and your joy. You make space in your heart for healing and love to grow. You stop allowing the past to define your present and steal your future. It's a process, sometimes slow, sometimes messy, but every step you take toward forgiveness is a step toward your freedom. You don't forgive for them. You forgive for you, because your life is too precious to be held hostage by pain. And the moment you decide to let go, that's the moment you open the door to true peace and restoration. In a world that constantly demands more hustle, more achievement, more proof, you might feel pressured to perform just to be seen or accepted. But here's the truth. Peace is not found in how much you do or how well you perform. Peace is found when you stop trying to prove your worth to anyone but yourself. Choosing peace over performance means giving yourself permission to slow down, to rest, and to honor your limits without guilt. It means understanding that your value isn't measured by your productivity or by the applause you receive. It means recognizing that your worth is inherent, unchanging, unshakable, and not dependent on external validation. When you prioritize peace, you reclaim your power from the constant chase of perfection and approval. You stop living in fear of failure or judgment. Instead, you focus on being authentic, kind, and present with yourself and those around you. You are not here to be a performance machine. You are here to live fully, love deeply, and walk your own path with calm confidence. So let go of the need to always perform for others. Choose peace. Choose freedom. Choose yourself. Your soul is hungry for more than just the noise of everyday life. It's craving nourishment that only stillness, reflection, and connection can provide. Feeding your soul means intentionally making space for things that restore your spirit and remind you of who you really are beneath the chaos. Prayer, meditation, silence, and time in nature are powerful ways to feed your soul. They help you reconnect with your deepest self, your purpose, and something greater than yourself. In those quiet moments, you can hear the whispers of your heart, find clarity in confusion, and experience a peace that no distraction can give. When you feed your soul, you build resilience against the storms of life. You cultivate joy that isn't dependent on circumstances. You anchor yourself in hope, even when everything around you feels uncertain. Don't let your soul starve while you're busy feeding everything else. Make time for stillness. Seek out moments of peace. Fill your spirit with what uplifts and sustains you. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on who you become. Your circle can either lift you higher or hold you back. When you're surrounded by those who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential, you begin to see yourself through their eyes, and that vision can fuel your growth in ways you never imagined. But if your circle is filled with negativity, doubt, or people who drain your energy, it's like carrying invisible weights on your journey. These relationships can slow you down, fill your mind with noise, and make you question your worth. You deserve to be around those who celebrate your victories, support your dreams, and push you to be better, not because they want something from you, but because they truly care. Elevate your circle by seeking out mentors, friends, and colleagues who align with your values and inspire your purpose. It might mean letting go of some relationships that no longer serve you, and that's okay. Growth often requires tough choices. But remember, your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your destiny. Surround yourself with greatness and watch how your life transforms. Because when you elevate your circle, you elevate your life. Now listen closely. Detoxifying your life is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong commitment to yourself. It's about making the tough choices that protect your peace, nurture your growth, and honor your purpose. It's about courageously letting go of what weighs you down so you can rise higher than you ever thought possible. You have the power to clear the clutter, mental, emotional, physical, and create space for the greatness that's already inside you to shine through. The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Because on the other side of detox is freedom. Freedom to live fully, love deeply, and become unstoppable. So start today. Start right now. Choose to detox your life and watch how everything changes. Your destiny is waiting, clean, clear, and ready for you to step into it with open arms.